Hello, Steve White 89. Well, I'm up to episode 14 of season 2 of Superman and Lois. The very bizarrely entitled World War Bizzare. Okay, so there's a lot of truth in this episode. Lois basically allows gives Lana the truth of the situation and allows her to choose whether or not to tell the town. She has a town meeting and she attempts to tell everyone what's happening. And of course, the former mayor, of course, has to make it all about him and undermine her and so forth. And people can't quite handle the idea of two worlds merging and doppelgangers and so forth. But she's kind of rescued by Superman, who comes in and says, yes, this is happening. And she's already told them that Superman can't help them because he's lost his powers. They don't address that. The town is sort of calmed and doesn't ask a lot of the questions I'd be asking. And basically she just says, look, go home, be with your family, avoid anyone that doesn't seem like themselves, or obviously is a doppelganger of yourself, because they are trying, that they have a different agenda and they're dangerous, and to just stay with the ones you love. And I'm like, well, that's kind of nice, but what is this, just waiting to end, waiting for things to end, waiting to die? Like, what? People seem to accept it very easily and leave, and I'm like, I would still be asking a lot of questions. So that scene was good in some ways, but I'm like, yeah, no, this situation will be a lot more complicated than this, and people would be reacting a lot differently. I thought their initial reaction was more realistic. But yes, eventually the Other Lana and the other Jonathan show up and fight. And Sarah finally realizes that Jordan has powers, and I'm not getting the names mixed up. I always mix the boys' names up. And she, of course, gets upset with Lana later on when she realizes that you knew, I broke up with him because he was keeping secrets, and you knew what the secrets were, and you should have told me. And she's like, you don't understand, and she's just not interested in listening. Now, Superman is trying to deal with the fact that he's lost his powers because his cells have been damaged. He hasn't just been drained. They haven't just been drained of the solar power and energy and everything. They've actually been damaged. But they will repair, but it could take a long time, equivalent to perhaps the time it took for his body to develop. I don't know if he developed the ability to absorb the sun, or if he just was able to. I don't know how. Obviously, this is all fiction. It hasn't all been explained. But for the moment, his cells are damaged, and it's going to take a long time, possibly years, but I don't think so, obviously, because we need season 3 to happen. But yeah, it could take hours, more than days, possibly weeks and months. I don't think years, but yeah, I think by next season he'll be okay. But people, of course, it's funny, they do try and tell the DOD, the government, of course, the army tries to tell the public that the square sun is just a reflection, it's an illusion. People aren't buying it, but they're also, like I said before, in the town meeting, not sort of accepting the truth either. But Ali continues to bring them together. Now, John Henry tries to take her out. He doesn't allow his daughter to join him. He locks the suit, and this is after they basically upgraded his suit to be the same as hers. And he flies off and he attacks Ali. And I must admit, I was making some toast during that scene and I missed a bit of it, but I should have gone back. But it just looked like he flew at her and she basically just knocked him out. And I saw him be hit and fly off and be knocked out, and they lose his signal. Of course, his daughter is afraid that he's dead, but we know he's just, drifting through that void. And Ali's continuing to pull the planets together, and we start to get a merging. Now, I don't understand how they're going to explain this merging, or how they're going to have this merging work exactly, because how can you combine things that are different? How are they going to, how is the universe going to deal with the difference between objects and places and times? Like if you have a fridge sitting there and you bought a different fridge, what happens to the fridge? Does it turn into a melding of the two fridges, or does the universe pick which one is in your kitchen? Like how exactly is it going to work, or is that part of the destruction that they're afraid of, that people were going to die in the merging? I wasn't sure, were they being symbolic, like you're going to become a third person like Tuvix, or how is this going to work exactly? So, but we don't know. It's all theory, and it's fictional theory. But yes, it's interesting to see Superman dealing with no powers. It's interesting to see Jordan actually gets that resolution it's like once he hears Sarah and Lana in danger, he finds part of his strength and is able to actually take Lana on. And with John Henry's daughter, I've forgotten her name, with her suit, she actually comes in and pretty much saves the day. He obviously he's getting his butt kicked by two superheroes, so it balances out. There's two, but he is all, I can't save us. What are we going to do? Well, there was two of them, one of you. So I think he's being a little bit hard on himself, but they're basically they've gone home to sit and wait to see what happens. And we start to see this flickering, and it does seem to be a time difference as well. Like we see in the, and there's a couple of really cute little symbols of this that are very obvious to see in the newspaper office. We see the laptops replaced with old Macs from, was that the late 90s? They had the big colourful Macs with the clear coloured plastic and that, replacing the laptops in the office. So it looks like it's not a total merging, unless, I guess, there's still a distance. So as they get closer, I guess it'll be a more modern. So I guess eventually when they come together, it'll be in the same second of each other, but they're still going to be different. The universe is still going to be different, but they're going to be like the exact second they're going to come together. I guess the distance is the time difference. But I'm not sure. But it's interesting, the effects of everything being suddenly orange, and the square sun in the sky, and the square sun with the merging of the joining of the void and everything. It's all well done. It's all looking good. Ali is more a force of nature now than a regular protagonist, but I'm guessing she's just going to stay. I have no idea how they're going to work, how they're going to resolve this problem. How is anyone going to stop Ali? She is like dedicated to merging the Earths. I don't see her stopping or doing anything outside of that. So unless they stop her, no idea. But that's the fun part, not knowing what's going to happen next. Whereas, some other shows I kind of know what's going to happen. I'm not really predicting this, so it's fun. I don't know. I am enjoying the show. There's one more episode left, and I've got a whole week to look forward to it, as opposed to sort of not knowing when it's coming and then binging. Oh, actually, I should check that. I assumed it was coming next week. I didn't actually check. Are we going to get it next week? Where's my... I closed it. I had it open. I had it on Wikipedia to look for the dates for when they had shown. I think it's next week. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to do just one single review of that at the time. And hopefully they don't leave any huge cliffhangers. There's a bit of a resolution with the season, because that can be a problem sometimes where they're focused too much on the next season and you don't really get a resolution to the season you're in. And they're thinking more about, planning rather than, resolving and ending. And I'm just wondering, is there anything else that happened? No, that's it. At the town meeting, Lana and that, finally found out the truth, which is good for Jordan because there's nothing stopping them from getting together now. His secret's out, and he should be able to trust her to keep it, even if they don't end up together. I'm sure she can still keep his secret, just like they let Lana in. Sarah's in. I mean, the pool of people who know is getting bigger, but I don't know, is Superman it's going to be something that saves him? Is there going to have to be a way that they resolve the problem without Superman's help and he doesn't get his powers back till next season? That would be an interesting twist to have us save ourselves, basically, or someone else rather than just Superman. I don't know. I think that could be interesting for one season for Superman to have to be sort of saved along with everyone else. As long as next season gets his power back and he gets to be Superman again, I'm fine with that. But maybe he finds a way to power up again and he takes Ali on. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. And I'm glad I don't know. I'm looking forward to just sitting back passively and watching what happens. And yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm just going to look forward to the next episode, which I hope is next week. Because the only really bad thing about this season has been the infrequency of the episodes, not being able to look forward to them, not being able to prepare for them, and just sort of getting distracted by other things and then losing track of where I was and going, oh gee, I've missed the last episode. Oh, now there's 3 episodes. It's not fun. But hopefully next season, hopefully, what will calm down a bit, and production of TV shows will be able to resume without delays, because often they had delays anyway because they just weren't prepared. And then with, what causing even bigger delays, we've had bigger delays, bigger gaps between episodes, and not even just having a mid-season gap now, it's just gaps between episodes. It's not good, but I'm still talking. I'm going to go. Bye.